So I'm under this drive. There's not supposed to be any homeless people. And so everybody is supposed to be accounted for. And so you don't have to worry about going down here and being mugged or anything else. Truly. But now you make it all scary and spooky because we have the homeless people living on the street. That's why they came up with the law. No vagrancy, no loitering, no trespassing. So people can move around without worrying that somebody's going to be lurking in the corners. Because the police are supposed to make sure there's no homeless on the street. So they're not supposed to be lurking in these corners. That's why we have the vagrancy laws and everything. And here's the city pound. And hopefully, they've towed my car before. I've never gotten pissed. In Jen, I was going through my first breakdown. And they towed my car. I didn't get pissed. And then through my second breakdown, I came down here, paid my fees, and worked through the thing. And they towed my car again. And I didn't get pissed. I didn't see the parking sign in that. Thought it was kind of BS, but whatever. I was having a burger at Tavern, and I was trying to see Phil or Kenny and so on. But this is unfucking acceptable. Unacceptable. This is why in New York and other things you have muggings and everything else, because people lurk around the corner. Like my friend, he was mugged, an Asian kid, outside on Halstead Avenue by Hubbard Street in the alley there. They mugged him, stole them thousands and thousands of dollars from him because the homeless people were hanging out, and it was the homeless people that mugged him. Now, he's an Asian guy. He said it was a couple black guys that were homeless. That mugged him. So there are not supposed to be any homeless people. I keep on telling you and telling you and telling you and telling you and telling you. This can't be in any city anywhere. This cannot be in any city in the United States. There cannot be any homeless people. There cannot be any vagrancy, loitering, trespassing. John Lennon was shot. Why? Loitering. Truly. John Hinckley shot Reagan. Loitering. Truly. You have to have a pass. I showed you open table and everything. Here's the Chicago River. Fidelity, right there. But all these people, and then John Wilkes Booth, remember him? He went to the theater. So you think, oh, Hamilton and Michael, you're so bad, and the staff ambushing Hamilton, Michael Pence, the actors ambushing him. Who was the actor who killed Lincoln? Oh, yeah, that's right. The actor, he went to the play and killed Lincoln. So I don't get it with Hamilton. And you're like, oh, Michael, you're so irrational. Really? I guess you forgot about how Lincoln was assassinated by the actor when he went to the theater to see a play with his family and friends and thought it was going to be a good time, and the actor came off the stage and killed them. Now, so you want people in the theater that have all these problems, and you're going to put them on stage and they can stand up against Mike Pence. And so you don't understand the rest of the story. But, oh, that's right, you forgot about Lincoln. So, again, these people can't get away with their shit. So that's why I hate the play Hamilton. He allowed that shit to happen. Will Miranda, or whatever the piece of garbage name is. Truly, I would have fired those actors immediately. That was unacceptable. You're here for a theatrical play. If you want to protest afterwards outside, you can protest afterwards outside. But no wolves in sheep's clothing. They were wolves in sheep's clothing. Pence didn't know it was going to happen. Secret Service didn't know. He was with Secret Service. They didn't know the actors were going to do that. They conspiratized. They knew the vice president was coming, and they conspiratized. And then once he was there in the seating and before the play started, they stood up in protest. And they disgraced him in the theater. That is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. Just like them mooning Trump with their asses in Chicago by the river. All those should have been put in jail for indecent exposure. Every one of them, I want to go to jail. I want Trump to go, when he gets back in office, the U.S. attorney to come down and talk to Jennifer, if she's still the city prosecutor, looking at the video and putting every single one of them in jail for indecent exposure. They could have put their fingers up together, but they pulled down their pants. They pulled down their pants. Indecent exposure. So I want them prosecuted. That is unacceptable. So, but people don't remember Reagan getting shot. Reagan was at my thing. I remember them telling us if we went towards them, they'd blow off our head. Truly, ask anyone else with our high school that had any dealing with the Secret Service, or they said there were snipers on the roof and so on and so forth. And if you moved towards them, you would be eliminated. So I remember that. I had to go through a metal detector, and they told us he just got shot. They didn't care if you were in high school. We were all high school students, and some people pushed up against the fence, but they stopped. But they warned us. If somebody ran on that, they were going to take them out. And they told us, just to be clear to you students. So I don't ask people from my high school. Ask them. They had a clear warning. They would be put down immediately. The Secret Service wasn't playing games again. Reagan getting shot again. But Illinois, the guy from Illinois went up and shot all the congressmen. I guess it's a joke in Illinois, right? The guy went up to the baseball game, knew him playing baseball, and thank God he didn't kill any of them, but he was trying to kill them. So I don't get it. And you don't think about Lincoln and the others. I think about them. I mourn John Lennon. I mourn Abraham Lincoln. I wish Reagan would have never been shot. Truly. I wish John Hinckley never did what he did. But I gave you all the systems and everything. So I don't get it. Why are you, it seems like, playing games with me instead of the scumbags next to me? My life is not supposed to be trifled with. But some reason you think my life is a game and you can trifle with me. I don't get it. I don't trifle with you. I do everything to save you. And in turn, you think you can crush me. You took away my business. You take it. You've disgraced me in unbelievable ways. You've desecrated me in unimaginable ways. You've desecrated me in unimaginable ways. And so I don't understand why you're allowing this to happen. And all I've done is the right things. And all I do is the right things. But I watch these people jaywalk. I'm pouring rain. Pouring rain. And I'm going to O'Reilly's, and I walk from my house, and I have neuropathy in my feet, and I have knee problems, and I walk all the way over there, following the rules, waiting for the light to change, and the crosswalk and everything. And then I walk across, and then I get to O'Reilly's, and they say you don't have a mask. So I have to walk all the way back in the pouring rain. I walk all the way back to my house, and I grab the mask. Then I walk all the way back to O'Reilly's, and then they tell me they can't help me. And then my phone gets stolen in the Uber, and I have neuropathy and all these pains, and I walk from my house all the way to the T-Mobile store, and I want them to track my phone. It's stolen. And she said, if you don't have any IDs, we can't do anything for you. And I said, we can't do any type of verbal security. I can tell you where I live and many other pieces I identifying. Can I bring in some mail from my house? Truly, can I go back home and grab mail that shows where I live, that something has a picture on it? I have a bunch of other IDs at home, student IDs, old work IDs from Vanguard, all these that have pictures on it. Isn't there something else I can do? No. So I have to walk all the way back home, and it's raining out, and it's cold. My nose is running. I got Kleenex. And I follow the rules. And I'm suffering. But at least they allowed me to stop in one place and get something to drink. I had to buy it. But they at least allowed me to stop in one place to get something to drink. And they weren't mean. But that was a Hispanic girl. She's like, no, I can't do anything for you. Just like when the passcode broke down, I couldn't get in, and I go, this is when I'm still at Platinum, and I go to T-Mobile, and I'm like, can you do anything for me? And they're like, no. So what do? I found out, I can do this and enter it this way. The people at T-Mobile didn't know, but I'm like, I solved my own problem. Then why do I pay T-Mobile? Why do they pay those employees if they can't solve my problem? It's their system. It's not my system. They grew up with computers. I didn't have a computer until I worked at Vanguard in 1999. So I used to use it at the computer center at the school. I never had a computer. I got my first computer in 2001. 1999, when I lived in Scottsdale, I used it at the business office at the complex, had a business office with one computer. And the funny thing, it was all kinds of viruses on the computer. It ran unbelievably slow. And I only used it to check my email. Never sent out anything, just check my email. And I sent one email to my old roommate, Derek Fenstermacher. And he never replied. But I didn't get a computer or laptop until 2001. So let's see. I was born in 67. Let's say 70. So that's 30 years, right, to 2000. And then 2001 is 31 years. And then 3 years before that, so 4 years. 34 years, no computer. So I finally got a computer, and you're all the tech savvy. You grow up with the cell phones, and you grow up with the computers, and you're so smart. So I go into these tech savvy kids, and I say, solve my problem. And this is at the Fashion Square Mall in Rosemont. What happens? They don't solve my problems, but they're sure willing to sell me something else. And then I go to the other T-Mobile store in the other part of Rosemont. I had another thing, but they sure were willing to sell me a watch. but they didn't solve my problem. And then up here, I go into the T-Mobile store that's by my house in, I think it's Palatine or whatever. And I go in, and he's supposed to transfer the apps and everything, and he doesn't solve my problem. And then not only doesn't he solve my problem, he walks into the back room away from me, turns his back on me, leaves me standing out there, not solving my problem with transferring the apps. And he said, I'm just going to lose everything. And then he walks out of the room. He doesn't solve my problem. And all these people keep on stabbing me in the back. But here, I watched a basketball player, White. He's got his picture up. He's got the basketball. He's got the long hair. People are curling his hair. He's got the hair products. He's getting millions of dollars playing for the Bulls. He's got a strength and conditioning coach. He's got a dietitian. He's got a coach, a position coach. He's got a head coach that's training him. He's got all this, and then they pamper him. He's got a nice house, nice car, nice everything. And I have nothing. And you say I'm garbage, and he's the golden child. And I'm garbage. And you keep on saying, I'm garbage. I'm garbage. And I can keep on going over all these stories of these people doing horrendously bad things to me. Horrendously bad things to me. You gave me the tinnitus. You gave me the diabetes. You gave me the arthritis. You gave me the pains in my neck. You gave me everything. You gave me the loneliness, the isolation, the poverty. You gave me everything. You put the bugs in my place. The guy came to do the bathroom. He left the place a complete filth. Truly, I'm wondering still today, how did my mother get lung cancer? But some reason you can hurt me. The black guy threatening to take my food when I'm in Chinatown. The other black girl threatened me. The other black girl threatened to hit me with a box. A steel box. She wasn't even there. And I told her I disagreed with her. And it was about black people getting hit by cars. How is that racist? I'm trying to solve the problem with black people getting hit and run. And she's like, that's not true. And I'm like, I disagree. And then I don't move. I stay outside the subway. She comes all the way back over to threaten me. And then she has a steel container in her hand and she lifts it like she's going to hit me. And then I go back to my car. And then she follows me out, taking pictures, continuously saying horrible things to me. And I just drive off. But this has happened again and again. And I watch these piece of shit cops don't do anything. Do nothing. Nothing. Piece of filth. Police. Piece of filth. They should grind them up. Truly. Those that are given the most have the greatest responsibility, will burn in hell the worst. So, they've done nothing. They've made my life a living hell. They've made my life a living hell. And God is my witness. This better get out there. I want the world to hear what's being done to me and who's doing it to me. They're persecuting me. They're destroying me. What did I post with Youngmay Park? What did she say? I'll post a video on Facebook. What does she say? North Korea, the darkest place on earth. They did all this evil to me. They're doing all these evil things. But some reason, Miss Park can say that for the whole world to hear. Crying out for help. Crying out. And the world responds. But when I cry out, the world doesn't respond. They should be eating these people alive in Chicago.